So the next presentation is by Zoltán Lux, Anna Kulcsár, and Daniel Havasi-Mészáros from the Historic Archives of the Hungarian State Security. Zoltán is an IT advisor to the Director General of the Archives. Zoltán studied mathematics and philosophy, and since 2019, he has been responsible for the 7-year strategic development project of the Historic Archives as a full-time project manager. Anna works at the Historic Archives since 2023 as an archivist and is also involved in the 7-year strategic development project. And she started a PhD studies this year, and her research topic is related to the long-term archiving of electronic documents. Daniel, after graduating from university, started as an archivist in the Historic Archives, and he's also involved in the 7-year strategic development project. In 2021, he started his PhD studies. His thesis is about creating and maintaining archival databases, and their presentation is titled Areas of Application of AI in Historic Archives.
Thank you, István. Are we in time, or do we have a little delay? So, okay, I try to be short. And so the previous presentation were rather about the presentation in the previous section about the opportunities, the capabilities of AI. And in this section, we are talking about almost the achievements, the things that are already implemented in the archives. So this will be the topic of my presentation. I'm going a little bit to say about our tasks. So at first, we are an ordinary archive. We have to save the documents, even the digitized documents. And we have two main tasks. We have provided documents to the citizens who were prosecuted before the change of system by the Hungarian State Securities, and if we have documents that were gathered, the citizens, we have to provide them to citizens, and we also have to provide documents to researcher who has to apply for research to the archives. So researchers have access to the database, to our database, and we have finding aids. Actually, we have one database which was originally rather a finding aids, and then we extended this system to be a real AIS systems. And already very early we started to OCR process the whole documents. I think we started this in early 2000s, in 2000. The result of the OCR process was not really good at the beginning. So we have to find the relevant documents and provide them to the researcher, and provide the documents to the citizens as well. Finding the appropriate documents is a big task, because for finding the relevant documents, they should be added by detailed and appropriate metadata. or should be digitized, and the documents should be OCR processed, and the OCR text should be good enough to find the relevant information for several purposes. So, and the other main thing we have to do before we provide the documents to the users, we have to hide the sensitive information in the documents. And this is another reason, you will see, why we are looking for how we can use, how can we make use of AI tools in our system. So, I think, we have already talked about the improvement of the OCR process, of the OCR text. My colleagues have spoken about the named entity recognition and retrieval augmented generation. And so these are tools which can be useful for us, and now I would like to show you how, what and how has already been implemented in our, not only into our system, but if we implement something into in our system, it must be implemented, it must be embedded into our business process as well. And sometimes this is not an easy task. So the first thing, the improvement of the OCR text. My colleagues from the Rényi Institute has already talked about quite detailed, especially about the technical background of it. So this was the first. Excuse me. Yes, this is the text. And the first version, before we applied AI enhancement, the text looked like that, looked like this. So it contains quite a lot of noise, and the text was much less clear, less good than the text was after using OCR AI-based enhancement. So this improving OCR text has already been implemented into our system. If we load, if user load an image into our database, then it will automatically go to the server where it will be OCR processed, and the text will be transferred back to the database. Not only the text, not only the improved OCR text, but we go a little bit back to that, but the identify the named entities as well. We will look these a little bit later. So, what kind of named entities can we talk about? Persons, institutions, geographical names, and the third one, which seemed like or looked like a named entity, we called it miscellaneous. So everything is put in this category. So let's go to the personal names. So we can start here with the embedding this tool into our business process, and I try to explain what kind of problem arose when we look at this. So, unfortunately, we started this entity recognition only, I think, 1 year ago, almost 1 year ago. That means that only 1/8 part of our whole digitized asset is entity recognized. So when we built a search interface into our AI, internal AI system, user can search exactly for persons, for institutions, for geonames, and for miscellaneous. But this is an abstract action. Usually our colleagues search only expressions into an OCR text. So, of course, the search will be quicker if users search exact personal name in this field, but the whole works takes longer. And so we can go a little bit further. So this is how an image look like in our internal system. So this is the image, and here we somewhere here can be seen the OCR process text. This is searchable. This is also searchable, and here are the different entity categories. So here in the first slide, I showed you that we search for Szabó Lajos. This is Louis Taylor, a quite common name in Hungary and I think in every language. Then, so we can look Szabó Lajos somewhere here. But in our database, we have more than 1 million person records with very detailed metadata. So, and this is very important for us because when we provide the documents to the citizen or to a researcher, then we have to identify which person is then is mentioned in certain pages or in certain documents. Then, so if you look at that, we have almost 700 Szabó Lajos in our database. Szabó Lajos, Louis Taylor, and so now we have a free text, and we have a so-called, this can be seen as a authority file namespace. Somebody calls it in Hungary. So it would be very nice to make or to create a link between this thing, this person record, and between the correct person record. But what should be done then in our system? Basically, we know quite a lot about this document where this Szabó Lajos, where this is mentioned. We know time coverage, location coverage, and many other things. And we archive things that based on a lot of metadata that can be delivered from the text or from the description of this description of unit of description. Probably a link could be created between several real person record in our database, and we hope it would be very, very, very useful for us to have something which could assign a probability to these links, and then we could do automatically very, very much to exploit the data assets that we have in a digital form in our database. So But how should it be done? How should it be implemented into our productive system? This is not easy to plan and develop. Another thing. So this was about the implementation of named entity recognition. Another, yes, and another. We also, I showed you that we also recognize geonames in the OCR processed text. With the geonames, this is not so complicated. So geonames are very good for visualized documents, and if we have a good and an effective geotaurus connected to our system, then the records and persons who have geographical metadata, they could be put onto the map. What I show you, this is our text text environment. This comes from our text environment in our internet available EIS system. These functionalities are not implemented yet. And let's go a little bit further to RAG, to retrieval augmented generation. At first, we thought that we can implement this function or this feature into our searching process, in the search interface, but finally we decided that we are going to deal with another opportunity that can provide or that can support RAG. Excuse me. So we have, when a researcher would like to would like to research something, then they have write and send us a research plan. We have very many documents that were delivered to researcher according the research plans, and we have extracts, short extract, to very many units of description in our archival AIS system. But we have many descriptions, many detailed descriptions, description or extracts we call it. But very many units of description lacks such extracts or could be more detailed. Then we thought, it was not but our colleagues' idea, that let's go and use RAG based on research plans to deliver research plans, delivered documents, and existing extract. Based on we are going to try generate new extracts to units of description that lacks it, and at first we have to search how these new extract will fit or how correct these extract will be. So this is the near future. We are promised that in the near future we will we can look at this future of the of our AI. AI system. So this is how an extract looks like. Implementing AI tools in anonymization. This be a very useful feature. We have very many anonymized copies that were provided to researchers or citizens, and based on existing anonymization, it would be very worthwhile to try how we could generate new anonymization for anonymized documents to researcher. So this is also the near future, but nor this nor the linking identified entities cannot be done fully automatically. All these things will need human intervention, and implementing this human intervention into programs, into business process, is not really easy. Finally, I would say something about the problems of the implementing AI systems or AI features. So when we develop AI tools, AI infrastructure, these infrastructure usually are rather RD infrastructure. That means that these doesn't handle every exceptions that can happen in a production environment. So when we decide that something will be implemented into the production system, the whole environment, the whole software has to be developed to be stable enough for that purpose. And the other one, we need software which will be supported after this RD project or after this short-term project as well. And the other problem is the way of integration into our production environment. The new feature should make users' work easier. This is not always the case. When we would like more information from the database, then it is not. So we can live with things that we have much more to do. But the result that users spend to do this must be better than before, so I think we have to take account both all of these, at least all of these. Things before we introduce something into a production environment. So this was almost the last. So this my last slide is about our AI connected projects. So in our 7-year strategic plan, Gergő already mentioned, we already thought that this exploitation of our digital data set will be based on rather text mining and data mining tools. Then in 2020 and a little bit later came a big AI hype. We had a first AI project. The objectives were have a better OCR text and named entity recognition. The outcomes were not good enough, so we started a new cooperation with Rényi Institution of Mathematics since 2021. And so So it takes long, and the work is quite hard, I think. Thank you.